Well, g'day, here we are in Mt Bimberi, at the beginning of the walk that'll take us up to the Great Alpine Walking Track and then out up to Mt Bimberi, the tallest peak in the ACT. So we're going to ride the first 5 kilometres and then we're going to hike in from there, hopefully we will get to Cotta Hut and the creek, stay there overnight, and then a little 35 jolts up to the top of Bimberi and back down here tomorrow morning. So it's looking like a pretty nice day. It's been pretty hot in Canberra, but the weather's looking pretty good for us now. So yeah, looking forward to getting out there and seeing a bit of the country. See you on the track. So about the first 5 Ks is on dirt trails like this. Not too bad, a few ups and downs. That'll take us through to the beginning of the track itself. Well, here we are, finished off the bike leg, beginning of the Alpine walking track. Alright, time to stash the bike, begin the trek. Locked it up here in the scrub, just off the track. Anita, she made me promise I would lock the bike up. Solid as, good to go, just in case I've got a little note. Hopefully it'll still be here on the way back. It'll make the return to the last 5 Ks a lot easier. Alright, let's begin the hike. Good hills on this walk. Still going, we've come about, I don't know, 4 Ks of walking now, maybe just less. About, I don't know, we've still got a little bit more to go. But weather's holding out. I reckon it's going to be a ripper of a day. It's a particularly pretty section of the walk. A little gum forest. Just past the flats, the bit of a swampy area. We're now on towards the campground. We've got about 3 Ks to go. When the terrain's all right, like it is here, I find you can cover a lot of ground fairly quickly. A light pack, good pair of shoes, and a good track. You don't want to do an ankle. And yeah, it makes the trip a lot quicker, especially when you've got a long way to go and not a whole lot of time. As we're walking along here, the terrain's really opened up quite a bit. And in fact, if you look out that way, you can see that big peak in the distance is Mt Bimberi. That's where we're going to go tomorrow. That's still a little hike up that hill. It's going to be fun. What do we got here? Oh, nice. Look at this. Nice black feather from a, looks like to be a black cockatoo. Very pretty. Keep this one. Alright, here we are. We've just arrived in this pretty little valley. This is the Cotta River that runs down the middle of it here. It's a great source of water, and we'll be camping down there. We'll go down and have a look, see if we can find a place. Just over the top of the trees there, you can see the Cotta Hut. It's all locked up, so you can't actually use it, but it's a very useful reference point. And Mt Bimberi looms above us there, and that's where we'll be heading tomorrow morning. Right now, let's go and find somewhere to stay for the night. You can see this valley is a favourite for a lot of the wildlife. The wallaby. Everyone enjoying the valley. A little bit of rain coming down. Skip. Right, here we are, Cotter River. You can see kangaroos are everywhere. Water's flowing. Isn't it beautiful? I think we'll cross and camp on the other side. See how we go. All right. Just crossed the creek, had a look around. This looks like a good little spot here, and looks like we'll be sharing it with some kangaroos. They're bold little buggers. Let's set up the shelter. Alright, so we've got a little bit of light rain. That's quite pleasant. We've got the tent set up. We go in here. You can see it's a basic tarp. Got a mosquito net, very important. Got the sleeping mat, bit of a very lightweight liner. Later on I'll pull out the pretty lightweight sleeping bag, and we should be good to go. Alright, got our water reefs up, now it's time to make a brew. Alright. Alright. Well, got dinner on, got freeze-dried rice and some beef and black bean, I think it is. You mix it all together, add some boiling water. About 10 minutes later, it's good to go. So I'm looking forward to that. It's good to have a bit of a brew, hot chocolate, drink of choice. It's also a great way to unwind and just enjoy this beautiful environment. We've had a bit of rain, so things have cooled down a little bit, which is nice. Just got to keep an eye on some of these kangaroos. They're hanging around, I think, looking for food. But there's certainly plenty of grass for them to eat. They don't need any of mine. But yeah, so it's been a really good day. I find that it does take me a couple of hours to wind down, even once you've hit the track and you're going along. And I did a good pace today, but for that first 2 hours, there's 1,000 things going on in my mind, and it takes me that couple of hours to really get into the groove and slow down and relax a little bit and start to enjoy what's around here, including the kangaroos. So yeah, it reminds me of a verse in the Bible, actually, in Romans chapter 1 verse 20, I think it is, talks about seeing God in nature. And I certainly, once I'm out here, especially when I'm by myself and there's nothing else around, I really do find it's an opportunity to appreciate this creation, all that we have out here, and so that's really good. That said, I think we can also appreciate God back where we come from, and it's in those relationships and things he does with friends and family that we also see him and know his presence. So yeah, so but coming out here is pretty special, and I really enjoy it. Just getting away. I like doing it with friends. I also like just getting away by myself and enjoying the time and the solitude. Although today I'm sharing it with quite a few kangaroos. Oh well, I might go and check and see how dinner's going. Looks good, but I think it needs a bit of Tabasco just to spice it up. That's better. Well, it's about 4:45. We're going to have an early start today. Hopefully get up the top of the mountain before it gets really warm. Time for a brew, and then we'll head off. Well, there's a little bit of moonlight. We're heading out. It's a bit after 5. Going past the Cotter Hut. Heading up to the top of Mt Bimberi. Well, the sun's just starting to come up behind me there. It's been a nice steep walk, about 4.5 kilometres into it. A little more to go. This is typical of the once you leave the track, it's compass, map, and bearings. I'm hoping that Mt Bimberi is not too far up at the top of this hill, but it is a massive bush bash to get there. All right, we know we're on the right track now. Found some cairns and a bit of a track. Not far now till we're at the top. All right, here we are, at the top. Woo! All right, that was one tough walk. Great views. Look at that. Back down into the ACT. New South Wales. Pretty much a 360 panorama up here. Glad I did it. And for anyone that makes it to the top, there's the barrel. You put your name in the summit book. I had 2 mates, Gav and Jamie, who did this walk earlier in the year. Here's their entry. Well-earned banana bread. Bit of Gatorade before the big trek back. We've got another 25 kilometres to go. That's good. Well, and now the real fun begins. 25 k's back down the hill. I tell you what, I seem to have found a path on the way back down. That's a lot better than bush bashing. I hope it goes the whole way. Soon find out. Just heading down and taking a bit of a break. Come across the sign. This is the actual Murray's Gap, as referenced in the guide. Big open area. The track comes down through there, through those trees. It looks like I headed up a little bit short of Murray's Gap originally, up the ridge line, which got me up the top, but without the use of this fancy track. I highly recommend using the track. Well, here we are, back at the campsite. All that's left is to pack up and hike out. It's been a big day. Took about 6 hours to hike up to the top of Mt Bimberi, mainly because I navigated the ridgeline and didn't take the form track. That was hard going, not recommended. But unless you're after a little bit of extra adventure in your day. And then it took me all of 2¼ hours to get back down. All right, I think it's time to pack up and head out. 15 k's back to the car. But there is something I really should do first. That's better. Now we're ready for the trip home. Quick 10k walk, 5k ride, and we're all good. Have a look at this. Sneaky lizard. Just out sunning himself on the track. Well, time to keep going. There's an interesting rock just here. I've called it Beached Whale Boulder. You can see the obvious reasons. There's a nice little V0 climb up through the eye called Moby Dick, and the crack to the right, Blubber. And then there's an easier route around the corner, which is only about a V0. It's a good way to get up on top or get down, which I've called Ahab's Ascent. Next time you're down here, bring your climbing shoes, check it out. On the other side of the valley, up the top there's this mighty split rock. Not sure if you can see that. I think it's called the Cotter Rock. I've seen some photos, but I reckon there'd be some ripper climbs up there. Another little project, bit of a walk to get there, but yeah, hopefully it's worth the effort for someone one day. All right, back to the fire trail. Just got to grab the bike, quick 5k ride, and we're done. Good beauty. Well, there we have it. Mt Bimberi and back in a day and a half. It was a good trip. No better way to spend the last day of 2018. So happy new year to everybody, and I'll see you out there for your next adventure.